Hello and oh Jesus, my voice. Pardon me. Hello and welcome everyone to Last Level Press. I am Mr. Black, and as I'm sure you can detect in my voice, I'm rather under the weather, and I know quite a few of you guys, especially our stream regulars, have been anticipating a milestone vlog for our crest of 1,000 subscribers here on YouTube. I know I mentioned quite a while back that I had already recorded a vlog to commemorate that and to kind of catch you guys up on some things going on with us behind the scenes as a sort of state of the channel vlog, as I like to do periodically. However, due to a number of factors which I will enumerate momentarily, I just never could actually get around to the recording of several parts that were going to also get stitched into that vlog, like the thing that everyone voted for during the Extra Life 2014 charity live stream, as far as the special something to commemorate our crest of 1,000 subscribers. So, a lot of what I discussed in the pre-recorded part over 3 weeks ago now is irrelevant now because it's all old news. And so I decided now to kind of catch you guys up with a much more free-form vlog that I'll just kind of roll with. I've got a very light outline that I'm going to roll with, and just kind of catch you guys up as much as my voice will allow. And amid all of that, I will thank you to forgive a little more in the way of jump cuts throughout this vlog than normal, due to the fact that I kind of have to take little coughing fit breaks every now. Let's also get rid of the glasses, that way you guys can actually see my beautiful, beautiful aquamarine eyes, because I'm just so in the habit of you wearing them now. Okay, so what's been going on behind the scenes? My god, I really have to stay in a low register or else my voice just goes all over the place. What's been going on with Last Level Press over the last month and a half or so? Well, the big news, as some of you guys are aware, is the fact that Violeta and I just got married on this past Sunday, December the 14th, so thank you in advance for any congratulations you guys decide to leave in the comments. It's been a very long time in coming, almost 7 years, and we're very, very glad of how everything came together. The event itself was spectacular. We had a lot of family and friends come in, some of which I hadn't seen in over a decade. Kind of got a nice little like family and friend reunion out of it as well, and some were made to feel more welcome amongst that gathering than they said they had felt amongst other friends and family in years. And so that was really cool to know that members of our own family, even those that we hadn't seen in a long time, were so positively impacted by it that they felt compelled to let us know that. And I know that's not necessarily terribly relevant to you guys, but I know quite a few of you do kind of care about what's going on with us in personal as well as professional lives, and these vlogs kind of blur the line a little bit to remind you all that we're not just faceless entertainers that are here to just conduct the YouTubes, give us our entertainment. No, we're people back here. We're real people, and we've got real lives, and things are going on in them. And to a safe degree, at least, we would like to share that with you guys that can appreciate it as well. And that's why I purposefully obfuscated the exact date until after the fact, because the internet is what it is, and for our own safety and security's sake, I didn't want to give an exact date or place or time. That way, no troublesome troublites. I don't know what word I was going for there. Could cause any problems, and thankfully everything went off without a hitch. It was really cool. So now, Last Level Press is officially led and helmed, and the Black Empire is reigned over by Mr. and Mrs. Black. So she's now officially Violeta Black. I approve of this name. So that's been the thing occupying a great deal of our time. As you can imagine, the planning and of course the execution of the entire thing, and the ferrying and flying over of numerous, due to the fact that her mom is a Norwegian immigrant, Norwegians over here to the States. Lots and lots of foreigners flying and coming and going and arranging for hotels and staying with us. And yeah, you can put the whole paint picture together. Lots and lots and lots of things. And of course for all the ladies, hair and nail appointments and all that kind of thing. So our every waking spare moment over the last month and a half has been occupied by this, that, or the other, with appointments with, florist, DJ, all kinds of different things. So I went to rather great efforts to attempt to curtail and minimize the impact that all of that would have upon our work. I consider it to be unprofessional, even if it's a positive influence, to let my personal life affect my professional life, and I couldn't quite keep up to the level of standard that I wanted to when it comes to minimizing that impact. And for that, I do apologize. And I know what a lot of you guys are going to say about that. Mr. Black, you're being hard on yourself, dude. You got married. Don't worry about it. And I know. I am being hard on myself. And I know you guys have my back because you guys are all an incredibly just positive and supportive community. And, you guys have mentioned to me before in comments and stuff where I've mentioned that I've kind of missed days, I've missed uploads, even though I try to get at least one up a day. Mr. Black, don't worry about it. Just record whatever, whenever, and we'll enjoy it, and we've got your back. Like I said, I know you guys do, but I do try to hold myself to a high standard because I think that is what has engendered such respect and loyalty from you guys for me. I believe it may be kind of a self-indulgent belief in my head, and that may well be the case, but I like to think that the high standards I hold myself to, let's see if I can not slur through my sore throat, have led to the standard of quality here on the channel that has given you guys, that has led you guys to give me that kind of respect and support. So I feel like it's my end of the bargain, as it were, when it comes to sort of the head of the channel, to continue to hold myself to the standards that have gotten us to where we are. And like I said, we're now approaching, I believe, what is it? Hang on, let me be completely and terribly unprofessional and kind of open up a little tab over here. We are 13 people away from 1,400 subscribers on YouTube, and that is just fantastic. I don't necessarily count this as the state of the channel vlog that I had kind of planned on. It's kind of serving that function. However, I'm going to do something a little bit more interesting in the near future. Obviously, I can't really be terribly bombastic and energetic right now because my voice, my register just will not allow for it. Unfortunately, Vi is down for the count as well when it comes to healths, because quite a few people were kind of sick like immediately afterward. Thankfully, don't worry, any of you guys that may have been like, no, your wedding was ruined because you were sick. No. The sickness, the plague waited to set in until a couple of days immediately afterwards. So we got to enjoy the event proper. We got to enjoy our little one-day reprieve honeymoon as a day to ourselves before coming back to the real world, as it were, and enjoying everybody's company that has driven and flown in. And so we did get to really, actually enjoy ourselves and everything before it dawned on us when, we're waking up in the hotel the next morning with both of us kind of like barely breathe. We're coughing up a fit. We're just like, it's like 9:30. Our checkout time is noon, but I want to go home. And we just agreed, packed up, and left. And felt better for it because, sometimes when you're not feeling good, home is just the place to be. So anyway, all of that was kind of a roundabout way of letting you guys know that, our update schedule, or rather our upload schedule, that I know has been rather sporadic, and yet almost none of you guys have even mentioned it, much less complained about it, over the last month and a half. I know, again, I'm kind of hard on myself about it. I hate to miss days when it's my goal to upload daily content, and you guys have hardly even seemed to notice, except for a couple of you guys that have been like, hey, what's going on? Concerned rather than complaining during a couple of the live streams that we were actually able to do. We've had to miss one this month due to the fact that it was 2 days right before the wedding, so just no chance of that even happening. I'm recording this. I'm going to try to get it up on the same day on a Thursday, and yes, I am going to stream tomorrow night on our usual Friday night live streams. Once again, reminder for any of you guys who are new to the channel, Friday night every week, with the exception of those that I have to cancel for plans and things of that nature like this. 7 o'clock Central Standard Time, weekly live streams, anywhere from an hour to 4 hours. Usually we've kind of settled into the pattern of going from 7 Central Standard Time to 11 to midnight-ish. So it usually makes for a nice kind of chance to connect with you guys, to get some good correspondence going between the audience and us, and to kind of reinvigorate the community on a weekly basis and get you guys chatting not just with us but amongst each other. And I understand quite a few of you guys have, again, made like friends and close contacts amongst each other that never would have happened without this community, and that continually just amazes me. It warms my heart to see friendships cropping up around this thing that I do. Just right, I would say yelling into a camera. Right now, it's more just rumbling into a camera, and playing goofy games and trying to be as informative as I can. It's like I'm pretending to be a journalist or something. But yeah, I know I'm rambling like crazy. I told you, I've mentioned before, this is what happens when I don't have a hard and fast outline to go off of. I wrote down sort of the TLDR version of the things I wanted to discuss right now on our social media platforms last night, namely Facebook and Tumblr. Once again, for news and updates on what's going on with us, go and follow us there, because that's where a lot of that ends up for content that doesn't really merit a vlog to cover. So anyway, the other thing that kind of gets back a little bit more to the business end of things, schedule, is that now that all of that is done... Wait, no, hang on. Click, light bulb, I remembered something. Just, again, to kind of catch you guys up on things, before I really move on, one of the other things that was eating up quite a bit of our time during the month of December was the fact that... Vi's mom, and again, a reminder, we live with them because they are gracious and supportive of our startup here on the channel, is she went in for shoulder surgery. So unfortunately that meant that she was not able to do certain things on her own because she was one-armed and kind of immobile. So we had to kind of play chauffeur for her, and Vi took the most of the brunt of that. But whenever she was occupied with things, I had to do so as well. And no resentment there whatsoever, don't get me wrong. It just meant that it consumed even more of our time in the midst of an already rather busy period. So again, those are the reasons behind the reason of our content schedule getting kind of interrupted and sporadic, and I was just recording whatever I could, whenever I got time, whenever I had energy, and then just editing it usually in a state of exhaustion during downtime at the end of evenings, and then getting it up and trying to pretend like nothing was wrong. So anyway, as for getting back to the business of our daily uploads, now that all of the consumption of time and attention and effort from all of the wedding and most of the family having already left is behind us, we can now rethrow ourselves right back at our usual grind and come at things kind of fresh and new. Like, it's one of the odd things that I've read about, I've heard from others, and yet now that I'm experiencing it myself, I can definitely say that the milestone in one's life of actually, getting married, nothing physically changes about you. Like, obviously, biologically, nothing does, at least I think. There may be some brain chemistry that, who knows, may actually change depending upon the gravity of one's own recognition of circumstances. I don't know how neurology works, but I do kind of find that I'm kind of moving forward in a kind of new mindset. Like, it's odd to put to words, difficult to put to words, but quite a few things feel just off, a little different now. Not bad, but like I'm kind of starting over to some degree, and I kind of like it. I feel like I'm kind of refreshed and reinvigorated with quite a few things, and that also includes what I'm working on here. Like, I've put off quite a bit since like September, knowing that I either was already busy or knowing that I was going to be busy in the immediate future at the time. Like new series, new projects, some rather editing intensive videos that I've been putting off doing for quite a while, because I didn't want to get distracted from them. I didn't want either the things that I was producing or the things that were also consuming my time, like the wedding, to suffer for it attention-wise. I didn't necessarily want to compromise the quality of anything when it came to that, and that's why I also opted to upload good videos up to my usual quality rather than just hastily thrown together videos, but continuing to do daily uploads. I never like quality over quantity, and I hope you guys can understand that. Again, I know nobody really complained about the missing days, but I really do. I appreciate you guys who have mentioned before that you understand my quality over quantity approach. But anyway, I kind of went off the rails there a little bit. I feel like I was leading up to something, and now I don't remember what it was. I'm kind of glancing over at my minimal outline over here. Ah, yes, new projects. Quite a few things I wanted to do, and now, without other things clouding my attention, I've got the capability to do. And I mentioned the quality over quantity thing. I've actually had to scrap a couple of recordings that were just not up to snuff. I was either exhausted when I recorded them and they were just bad episodes, or my voice would go because I was kind of, in and out of health throughout the last couple of months. And one of the most prominent of those, as I've mentioned a couple of times, is what was going to be the last conclusionary episode of Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl, the longest running series on the channel. I scrapped the last episode. I'm going to re-record it. It was recorded in actually the same session as the last episode that was released, and I should have just cut my losses when I was already kind of tired moving into it. I overestimated my ability to continue to host for the episode and to commentate, and it just wasn't good. My commentary was all over the place. I didn't cover things that I should have for a conclusionary episode, especially for a long-running series like that I still consider to be kind of a cross-section of my time here on YouTube. I've grown a lot as a Let's Player throughout the entire period of the Shadow of Chernobyl series, and so I kind of hold it in high regard, and I'm going to miss it when it's gone, even though I am going to move on very soon to Clear Sky and eventually to Call of Pripyat. And, oh no, low disk space. No, don't run out video drive. I need to record more. Okay, sorry. So I'm going to have to kind of hurry things along here because my computer is yelling at me. But like I said, I'm going to re-record that, and I've got plans to do so. And while, like I mentioned, I am going to move on to Clear Sky and Call of Pripyat eventually, I don't want to completely burn myself out on Stalker. So in the meantime, I'm going to immediately launch into, once I do that last episode, Let's Play Rage, the rather underappreciated, I believe it was Bethesda title? I think Bethesda at least published it from a couple of years ago. That's quite a bit more difficult on console, which is what I originally owned it for, than on PC, which I've recently acquired access to. So I'm really looking forward to getting into that. I think that game will really suit my style of commentary. It's got my favorite kind of aesthetic, sort of that rusty, post-apoc sort of feel, good gunplay, kind of zany, crazy narrative, especially in certain places. It's got some vehicular combat and racing. Quite a few of the things that I really like and that I think I can really thrive on in a series, and I'm hoping that will be a nice sort of in-the-middle series to run before diving right back into Stalker. And I've just really been in the mood to record like coherent, somewhat more narrative-driven series lately. The likes of some of those games that shan't be mentioned, the likes of, here I am about to mention them, kind of like Homefront, which even though it was abysmal, I kind of enjoyed the recording process of, because I kind of like to roll on with the narrative and to commentate upon things as they come. So a couple of you guys have donated other games to me, and I've picked up a few on Steam sales that I've really, really wanted to cover for a long time. I've wanted to record series on them and just bang them out. And some of them I know are not going to be good, as far as games. Hopefully they'll be good series. Others I've heard mixed reviews on, so hopefully I'll make my mind up one way or another. But things like The Bureau, XCOM Declassified, things like Legendary, which I've heard very mixed reviews on, and a couple of others. I believe Mars War Logs was another of those that I noticed on Steam. It was on sale for like couple of dollars, and I picked it up. It looked interesting. So that's Spec Ops: The Line, which I've heard has an incredibly deeply emotionally like affectatious narrative. So I'm looking forward to getting into some of those. I don't know exactly which ones I'll do when, what order I'll do them in, if I'll get to all of them in the very near future, but I don't necessarily want to bite off more than I can chew. I got in a bad habit of doing that quite a while back, but I do want to kind of pound some of those out back to back and get on them, because I've now got the time and I've got the inclination. I'm in the mood for it to do them, and I want to capitalize on that. And I hope you guys can enjoy it as well, as I really try to throw myself with reinvigorated force at delivering lots of quality content. I want to deliver both quality and quantity, because once upon a time, I was uploading double day videos, like 2 a day. I was to a point for a while in my schedule. I had things down to such a science that I was considering moving up to 3 videos a day, and I want to get back to that kind of discipline in my work ethic and the kind of like rigid schedule that I had, where it's just like, okay, in the mornings I do this, in the afternoons I do this, at night I render and I upload, and I had everything on lock. I've been so scatterbrained and so opportunistic in my usage of time lately that all of that old schedule is just all boxed up, and I've got to kind of reinvent it and kind of remember, okay, how did I do things when I was really on the ball and really had everything completely together, and hopefully get back to that in the near future, because like I said, very little is now going to get in the way of my my attention and my time. So I kind of want to kick off this newly punctuated period of my life with a very positive move forward. And let's see, I'm going to kind of scoot over here to more of my life. Yes, one more little update. Vi has as well also been kicking around ideas of content for her channel for quite a while, and she's been planning throughout the months of November and December to, after the wedding, now that we are through with it, conduct a Let's Play Morrowind series. Yeah, she's aiming high. I still don't know whether or not she realizes quite how much she's in for, or how long that series will get, considering I've played Morrowind hundreds and hundreds of hours, and I've still never come anywhere close to delving into everything that game has to offer, much less all of the extra content that our modded version adds into the game, especially with the, Tamriel Rebuilt editions of the province of Morrowind proper as for the mainland and things like that, as well as a couple of other quest mods like the Sixth House, which I don't know if you can even get anymore. I believe that was one of the ones that was exclusive to Planet Elder Scrolls before that went down. So I may be able to, once I eventually get to some Morrowind stuff, which I do want to do way in the future, not at all soon, because that is an undertaking I recognize the scope of, kind of cover myself. So I know she's got some plans, I've got some plans. We also now, due to, thankfully, a recent update to Shadowplay, have the capability of recording Skyrim without performance loss, without audio bugs like we did before. So I know I've kicked around and mentioned on a number of occasions our wish to do mod spotlights for Skyrim like we've done, or like I've done for New Vegas for ages now. And yes, I know, computer, I'm running low on disk space, I'm trying to get to the end. I've wanted to do Skyrim on Spotlights like I've done for New Vegas for a long time, and now I've finally got the capability of doing that. So Vi's going to do some, I'm going to do some. I'm also going to cover some other Bethesda games, because they're just some of the most rich modding communities around for things like Fallout 3 and for Oblivion as well. And maybe even some Morrowind, because we do want to kind of drum up attention for Morrowind as she kicks off her series. So I may go out of my way to do some Morrowind mod spotlights as well, for those of you who kind of regain an interest in the game by way of watching her content. So I do believe that may cover all of the bases that I wanted to. A couple of other things that you guys can expect in the very near future, as I've worked on scripts of editorials and other special episodes over the course of the last couple of weeks when I just didn't have time to record, but I wanted to work. I wanted to at least get some amount of preparation in the works for some of the things that I knew I was going to work on. So I have bit the bullet, cost-wise, on Primal Carnage Extinction. I've not played it yet. I'm going to record a moment of truth test on whether or not that game lives up to... Yes, I know, computer! Stop telling me I've got low disk space, I'm almost there. I'm going to give that one a breakdown on whether or not I think I was in the wrong in my heavy criticism in the original vlog about that a couple of weeks ago, or whether or not they have done exactly what I was worried they would do and just cashed in on the popularity of the original game. So I'm going to do that, and I'm also going to, and this may come as a gargantuan surprise to some of you, revive my discontinued RoboCraft series. I know, quite a few of you are of the mind that I canceled that series due to my dislike of the update that I covered in the last video on that game. Not the case. I actually just got distracted and didn't get back to it for a while, and by the time I did, EAC was implemented, their anti-cheat program, which I really don't like. It is sketchy as all hell. However, I have recently discovered a completely legit means of installing it safely such that it will not run amok across my entire PC. And now I can actually run the game completely legit and get into it, and I can start recording videos on it again. I can cover some of the new updates, like the Tank Treads update, and get back to creating replicas of things like I really enjoyed doing before. So I've got a few things already in the works. I've tried to grind up a little bit. I'm on the cusp of reaching tier 5, so I can gain access to things like rudders and start making aircraft. So I'm looking forward to getting back into that series. It is one of the most popular series on the channel. The last episode in it is the 3rd most popular video on the entire channel. I know, I'm like as shocked as some of you guys are. So I would be a fool not to come back to it. And so because I really enjoy the game and because a lot of you guys want me to come back to that series, I definitely plan to. And I've already got plans and a whole like scripts and stuff in the works for kind of clearing the air on the game, because I was rather harsh on it in that last video. Even though I don't hate the game, I still like it. The reason I got so worked up on it is because I care about it and I want it to be as good as I know it can be. And so I'm of the mind that when it's necessary, I'll show tough love to games and developers alike when I feel like they're taking missteps that are going to lead them away from the greatness I know they're capable of. So all of that is kind of delving into things that I'm going to cover in the videos that they're actually about. So yeah, okay, now I'm getting a red warning rather than... Okay, my recording outright crashed on me, so I've got to wrap really quickly and stitch this in post. So yeah, you can stop yelling at me now, computer. Thank you all for joining me for this vlog here at Last Level Press. I am Mr. Black, and as always, once again, as outro, all bollocksed up. I'm going to take from Jacksepticeye, Badgers all up in here. So, thank you all for joining me for here. Oh my god, twice in a row. Can I even commentate upon my own inability to get my outro right? Thank you all for joining me for this vlog here at Last Level Press. I've got to get all nice and low register sultry here. I am Mr. Black, and as always, I wish you all good gaming and Godspeed. Okay, there's little Unity engine flickers of color in the background are freaking me out because they look like eyes. Whoa!